wonder what really happens inside those iconic blue and silver cans? In this video, we're taking you behind the scenes of one of the world's most popular energy drinks. With over 11.5 billion cans sold every year, Red Bull's secret formula isn't just about taste. It's a perfectly engineered science experiment that gives you wings. From mysterious ingredients to mind-blowing factory tech, I'm showing you exactly how they create the drink that powers athletes, students, and partygoers worldwide. Trust me, what happens in those massive steel tanks will shock you. The incredible journey of Red Bull. You probably grab a Red Bull from the store without thinking twice about it. But what you're holding in your hands is the result of one of the most fascinating manufacturing processes in the world. Every single year, over 11.5 billion Red Bull cans roll off production lines across the globe. That's roughly 1,500 cans, consumed every single second, making it one of the most popular energy drinks on the planet. But Red Bull isn't just about selling drinks anymore. The company has grown into something much bigger, expanding into sports, entertainment, and extreme events. Yet at the heart of it all is this incredible manufacturing process that turns simple ingredients into liquid energy. The whole operation is like watching a perfectly choreographed dance. Each step has to be precise, each measurement exact, because when you're making billions of cans, even the smallest mistake gets multiplied millions of times over. What makes this even more impressive is that every single can, whether it's made in Austria, Thailand, or anywhere else in the world, tastes exactly the same. That level of consistency across such massive production is what separates Red Bull from smaller competitors. The secret formula behind the energy. The magic starts with 6 key ingredients that work together like a perfectly balanced team. First up is taurine, which is an amino acid that your body uses to regulate energy levels. Despite what some people think, taurine doesn't come from bull urine. It's actually found naturally in your body and helps with everything from heart function to brain development. Then there's caffeine, the ingredient everyone knows about, which sharpens your focus and keeps you alert. But here's where it gets interesting. Red Bull also contains something called glucuronolactone, which sounds like it came from a science lab but actually helps fight fatigue in ways that regular caffeine can't. Add in a cocktail of B vitamins that are essential for turning food into energy, plus sucrose and glucose for that immediate energy kick. And you've got a formula that's been carefully crafted over decades. What most people don't realize is that every single one of these ingredients goes through rigorous testing before it even enters the factory. The company sources these components from suppliers all over the world, but they all have to meet incredibly strict purity standards. It's not just about getting the right ingredients. It's about getting the absolute best version of each ingredient every single time. The mixing process that never fails. Once all the ingredients arrive at the factory, they get transferred into massive stainless steel tanks that look like something out of a sci-fi movie. These aren't just regular containers. They're precision-engineered pieces of equipment that can hold thousands of liters while maintaining perfect temperature and preventing any contamination. The choice of stainless steel isn't random either. This material doesn't rust, doesn't react with the ingredients, and can be cleaned to medical-grade standards. The mixing process itself is where the real magic happens. Every ingredient has to be added in exact quantities, measured down to the gram. We're talking about millimeter precision here, because even tiny variations can change the taste or effectiveness of the final product. Sophisticated computer systems monitor everything in real time, constantly adjusting for temperature, pressure, and mixing speed. What's really fascinating is that this concentrated mixture already contains everything that will give Red Bull its signature taste and energy boost. The computers can detect if something's even slightly off and make corrections instantly. This level of automation means that whether you're drinking a Red Bull made on a Monday morning or a Friday afternoon, it's going to taste identical. Safety. First, the pasteurization process. Before the mixture can become the drink you know and love, it has to go through a crucial safety step called pasteurization. This process involves heating the mixture to a very specific temperature, hot enough to kill any bacteria or harmful microorganisms, but not so hot that it changes the taste or destroys the beneficial ingredients. It's like walking a tightrope, where being off by just a few degrees can ruin the entire batch. The pasteurization process doesn't just make the drink safe, it also extends its shelf life significantly. Without this step, Red Bull would spoil within days instead of lasting for months. The heating process is carefully monitored by sensors that check the temperature hundreds of times per second. If anything goes wrong, the entire batch gets discarded automatically. After the mixture reaches the perfect temperature, it gets rapidly cooled down to preserve all the flavors and properties that make Red Bull special. This cooling process is just as important as the heating, because slow cooling could allow harmful bacteria to start growing again. The whole pasteurization cycle, from heating to cooling, takes just minutes, but ensures that every can will be safe to drink for months. The filling and sealing assembly line. The pasteurized mixture then moves to what looks like something out of a futuristic factory. The filling process is completely automated, with machines that can fill thousands of cans per hour with perfect accuracy. Each aluminum can has been pre-washed and sterilized, so there's zero chance of contamination. The filling machines use sensors to detect exactly how much liquid goes into each can, rejecting any that are even slightly over or under the target amount. What's incredible to watch is how the cans move through the system on conveyor belts, like a perfectly organized highway. The filling happens so fast that it's almost impossible to see with the naked eye, but each can get exactly the same amount of Red Bull. After filling, the cans immediately move to the sealing station, where aluminum caps are applied with tremendous pressure to create an airtight seal. This sealing process is critical because it locks in the carbonation and prevents any air from getting in. The machines apply just the right amount of pressure. Too little, and the can might leak. Too much, and the can could be damaged. Every sealed can then gets tested to make sure it can handle the pressure and won't leak during transport or storage. Quality control that never sleeps. Before any Red Bull can leave the factory, it goes through quality control checks that would make them proud. Automated systems inspect every single can for defects, checking for dents, proper seal integrity, and correct fill levels. Any can that doesn't meet the strict standards gets automatically removed from the production line and recycled. But the quality control goes beyond just the physical inspection. Samples from every batch get tested in laboratories to make sure the taste, caffeine content, and all other specifications are exactly right. This means that trained taste testers are literally sipping Red Bull all day long, comparing each batch to the perfect standard. The labeling process is equally precise, with machines applying labels that include all the required information like ingredients, nutritional values, and expiration dates. These labels have to be perfectly aligned and completely readable, because even a slightly crooked label could make consumers think something's wrong with the product. The packaging system then groups the cans into multi-pack configurations, preparing them for the final stage of their journey. The global distribution network. Once the cans pass all quality checks, they get loaded onto pallets and enter Red Bull's massive global distribution network. This is where the real scale of the operation becomes clear. Getting 11.5 billion cans to stores, restaurants, and vending machines all over the world requires logistics that rival major shipping companies. The company has to coordinate with thousands of distributors, manage inventory in dozens of countries, and ensure that every location gets fresh product. The distribution system is designed to get Red Bull from the factory to store shelves as quickly as possible, while maintaining the cold chain that keeps the product fresh. Refrigerated trucks, temperature-controlled warehouses, and careful rotation of stock all play crucial roles in making sure that when you grab a Red Bull, it tastes exactly like it should. What makes this even more impressive is that Red Bull manages to maintain consistent availability almost everywhere in the world. Whether you're in Tokyo, New York, or a small town in rural America, you can find Red Bull that was manufactured using this exact same process. The global reach of this operation means that somewhere in the world, Red Bull factories are running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, constantly producing the next batch of energy drinks that will end up in convenience stores and refrigerators around the globe.